Have you ever wondered what really happens inside your body when you close your eyes and drift off to sleep? While you're peacefully dreaming, your body is actually hard at work performing some of the most important maintenance tasks of the day. Sleep isn't just about rest, it's a complex biological process that affects every single system in your body, from your brain to your immune system, from your muscles to your metabolism. Tonight, when you go to bed, you'll embark on a journey through multiple stages of sleep, each one serving a critical purpose for your health and well-being. Let's start with what happens the moment you begin to fall asleep. As you close your eyes and settle into bed, your brain starts producing alpha waves, those slow, rhythmic patterns that signal you're entering a relaxed state. Your heart rate begins to slow down, your breathing becomes more regular, and your muscles start to relax. This transition period is called Stage 1 sleep, and it typically lasts only a few minutes. During this light sleep phase, you might experience those strange jerking movements called hypnic jerks. You know that feeling when you suddenly feel like you're falling and your whole body twitches? Scientists believe this happens because as your muscles relax, your brain misinterprets the relaxation as a signal that you're actually falling. So it sends out a quick burst of activity to catch yourself, even though you're safely lying in bed. These jerks are completely normal and happen to about 70% of people. They're more common when you're sleep-deprived or stressed, which might explain why they seem to happen more often during particularly exhausting weeks. After about 10 minutes, you move into Stage 2 sleep, which is still considered light sleep but deeper than Stage 1. Here's where things get interesting. Your body temperature drops by about 1 to 2 degrees, and your heart rate slows down even further. Your brain produces sudden bursts of rapid brainwave activity, called sleep spindles. These spindles are thought to play a crucial role in memory consolidation, helping your brain process and store the information you learned during the day. In fact, researchers have found that people who produce more sleep spindles tend to score better on intelligence tests and have better memory retention. But we're just getting started. The really fascinating stuff happens when you enter stages 3 and 4, collectively known as deep sleep or slow wave sleep. This is when your body kicks into high gear with its repair and maintenance work. Your blood pressure drops significantly, and blood flow to your muscles increases, bringing with it oxygen and nutrients needed for tissue repair. If you worked out during the day, this is when your muscles are rebuilding and getting stronger. Athletes who prioritize sleep recover faster and perform better than those who skimp on rest, which is why many professional sports teams now employ sleep coaches. During deep sleep, your pituitary gland releases growth hormone, which is essential not just for children who are growing, but for adults too. This hormone helps repair tissues, build muscle, and strengthen bones. It's also crucial for metabolic function and maintaining a healthy body composition. Without enough deep sleep, your body can't produce adequate amounts of growth hormone, which is one reason why chronic sleep deprivation is linked to weight gain and reduced muscle mass. Studies have shown that people who sleep less than 6 hours a night have significantly lower levels of growth hormone compared to those who get 7 to 9 hours. Your immune system also gets a major boost during deep sleep. Your body produces more cytokines, proteins that help fight infection, inflammation, and stress. This is why you need extra sleep when you're sick. Your body is literally working overtime to manufacture the weapons it needs to fight off whatever's making you ill. Studies have shown that people who don't get enough sleep are more susceptible to catching colds and other infections. In one fascinating experiment, researchers exposed volunteers to cold viruses and found that those who slept less than 7 hours were 3 times more likely to develop a cold than those who slept 8 hours or more. Meanwhile, your brain is doing some serious housekeeping. Scientists have discovered that during deep sleep, the space between brain cells actually increases by up to 60%. This allows cerebrospinal fluid to flow more freely through the brain, washing away toxic waste products that accumulated during your waking hours. One of these toxins is beta amyloid, a protein that's been linked to Alzheimer's disease. Essentially, Your brain is taking out the trash while you sleep, and without adequate deep sleep, these toxins can build up over time. This discovery has led researchers to investigate whether improving sleep quality might help prevent or slow the progression of neurodegenerative diseases. After cycling through deep sleep, you enter the most famous stage of sleep, REM sleep, or rapid eye movement sleep. This is where the magic of dreaming happens. During REM sleep, your brain becomes almost as active as when you're awake. Your eyes dart back and forth behind your closed eyelids, your breathing becomes irregular and shallow, and your heart rate and blood pressure increase. But here's the weird part. Most of your muscles become temporarily paralyzed. This paralysis prevents you from physically acting out your dreams, which is pretty important if you're dreaming about running or fighting. The only muscles that remain active are your diaphragm, which keeps you breathing, and the tiny muscles that control your eye movements. Sometimes this paralysis mechanism doesn't work properly, leading to a condition called REM sleep behavior disorder, where people literally act out their dreams. On the flip side, sometimes the paralysis lingers briefly after you wake up, causing sleep paralysis, where you're conscious but temporarily unable to move. REM sleep is absolutely crucial for emotional regulation and memory processing. Your brain is sorting through the day's experiences, deciding what to keep and what to discard, and integrating new information with existing memories. Studies have shown that people who are deprived of REM sleep have difficulty with emotional regulation and are more likely to experience mood disorders. They also struggle with learning and retaining new information. Interestingly, babies spend about 50% of their sleep time in REM, compared to about 20 to 25% for adults. Scientists believe this extended REM sleep is crucial for brain development and learning during infancy. Throughout the night, you cycle through these different stages of sleep multiple times. Each complete cycle takes about 90 minutes, and you typically go through 4 to 6 cycles per night. The proportion of each stage changes as the night goes on. Early in the night, you spend more time in deep sleep, which makes sense because that's when your body needs to do its physical repair work. As morning approaches, you spend more time in REM sleep, which is why your most vivid dreams often occur just before you wake up. Your circadian rhythm, your body's internal clock, orchestrates this entire process. This biological clock is controlled by a tiny region in your brain called the suprachiasmatic nucleus, which responds primarily to light and darkness. When it gets dark, your brain starts producing melatonin, the hormone that makes you feel sleepy. When light hits your eyes in the morning, melatonin production stops and you start to feel alert again. This system evolved over millions of years to sync our sleep patterns with the natural cycle of day and night. This is why exposure to bright light, especially blue light from phones and computers, can disrupt your sleep. Your brain interprets this light as a signal that it's still daytime, suppressing melatonin production and making it harder to fall asleep. It's also why jet lag is so disruptive. Your internal clock is still set to your home time zone, even though you're physically in a different part of the world. It typically takes about 1 day per time zone crossed for your circadian rhythm to fully adjust. So what happens when you don't get enough sleep? The effects are far-reaching and serious. In the short term, you'll experience impaired concentration, slower reaction times, and mood changes. Your decision-making abilities decline, and you're more likely to make mistakes. Being awake for 18 hours straight impairs your performance as much as having a blood alcohol level of 0.05%, which is close to the legal limit for driving in many places. But chronic sleep deprivation can lead to much more serious problems. It increases your risk of obesity, diabetes, heart disease, and stroke. It weakens your immune system, making you more vulnerable to illness. It can even shorten your lifespan. Researchers tracking thousands of people over decades have found that those who consistently sleep less than 6 hours a night have a significantly higher mortality rate than those who get 7 to 8 hours. The truth is, sleep is not a luxury. It's a biological necessity, as essential to your survival as food and water. While you sleep, your body and brain are performing critical maintenance work that simply cannot be done while you're awake. Every organ system benefits from adequate sleep, and every system suffers when you don't get enough. So tonight, when you climb into bed, remember that you're not just resting. You're giving your body the time it needs to repair tissues, strengthen your immune system, consolidate memories, and clear out toxins. You're allowing your brain to process the day's experiences and prepare for tomorrow's challenges. In those quiet hours of sleep, some of the most important work of your entire day is taking place. Sweet dreams and sleep well.